Hello everybody, Kari Raylan here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of some Kylie Cosmetics products, which I am super excited about. I've been waiting forever to buy something from them and I keep waiting and I keep waiting and I'm just a professional procrastinator. I only bought a few things because I wasn't sure about how well everything was going to work. So when I opened the mailbox, it was in this light pink box, but I did already open the box here because I just wanted to make sure that everything was in there, but I have not tried everything that's in here yet. When we open the box, it says Kylie right on the back here, and it has this cheap little, what is this? Is this styrofoam? No. It has this cheap little foam piece covering all the products. It has this little note from Kylie. I know that she probably wrote this and they copied a whole bunch. It says, "Good choice, love these products you picked. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do." And then on the inside, those are the couple products that I did order. So I did get one of these loose powder highlights in the shade Wisteria. It is a lot smaller than I expected. I should have looked at the measurements, but it's alright. I mean, if you think about it, if this was pressed powder, it probably would be just about the same amount as a regular one. So it does have a little covering over it so that it didn't spill in shipping, but that also means that it doesn't have one that already goes over it, so it will spill every time you open it. Just at first glance, it is very, very sparkly. I don't know how well it would be as an actual highlighter. It kind of reminds me of the fallout that you would have when you are doing your eyeshadow. Oh, see, I just shook it and it got all over the inside. A skin concealer in the shade Pearl, I believe. Yeah, it's the absolute lightest that they had in my undertones. So this is what that looks like. It is pretty standard in the sizing for concealer. I will do a little swatch on my hand. It's very thick, but that is what that looks like. Like I said, very thick, so I do hope it does blend out. And then I didn't get a lip kit because I hate lip liners, so I just didn't want to spend the extra money on a lip liner that I was never going to use, so I just got a liquid matte lipstick in the shade, whoop! I did get a liquid matte lipstick in the shade Leo, which just happens to be my zodiac sign and my absolute favorite lip color. And here that is. It is a very standard size for a matte lipstick. Ooh. So that is that swatch on my hand. So I will do my foundation. I'll be right back. I'll try my concealer out. Then I'll finish the rest of my face. Then I'll put on the highlight in the lip at the very end because that is my last steps. So we'll be right back and we'll find out how everything goes. Alrighty guys, so I am back with my foundation all over my face. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but sorry if it seems a little bit dark. This is the absolute lightest shade that my favorite foundation brand carries. It does kind of seem to lighten up a little bit when I do use concealer, so I am very, very excited to actually try this one out. So just talking about it a little bit, I did get the lightest shade that they have for my undertones. They have 30 shades online, and it also says that it is a medium lightweight coverage and it is buildable. So we'll just start by putting, I don't want to put too much on just in case. Put a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my nose, and just some on my forehead. I do want to say I do have just these sponges that I do wet. I feel like they're a little bit more sanitary than using the same beauty blender over and over again. It could be just an unpopular opinion, but I just don't like germs, freak me out. So I just use these little guys. So I was a little bit nervous after I did put it on. It did seem to go on really thick, and I thought it was going to be very, very cakey until I blended it out all the way. I bought the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte not too long ago, and I did not like it at all. It went on super cakey, it was too thick, and I just feel like it didn't blend out all the way, and when it did blend out, it creased like crazy, even after I used setting powder, so I don't understand the hype with that. That is why I like to try out all these different products to see how they work for myself. I've been doing my makeup for the last 6 years, so I know what I do want in makeup with certain products, and I just haven't found the right concealer yet. But I honestly think that this could do the trick. I'll put just a little bit more on in the spots where I feel like I need it. I did get scratched by my dog a little bit here. I will set it with my setting powder as well and see if it does any creasing. When I come back, I will have finished the rest of my face other than my lipstick and my highlighter, and we'll see how well the concealer has held up. So I will be right back. Alrighty guys, so I do have everything done with my makeup excluding the lipstick and the highlighter. So I have had some issues with the concealer as I was doing my whole face, and I will get into that a little bit later on. So I will just get into putting the highlighter and the lipstick on. Just take this little guy here. I am really not too crazy about the formula in this already, so I'm hoping that it does get a little bit better. I will take one of these more concentrated brushes and just dab it on to my cheekbone. Alrighty, so now I am going to put some on the bridge of my nose and my chin. Alrighty, so now that I have the highlight done, I am going to move on to the lips, and I'm sorry if I don't put it on very nice and even. I just kind of suck at putting on the lips right the first time, but we can see how it looks afterwards. Alrighty, so this is a completed look using the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Concealer in the shade Pearl, the loose highlighting powder in the shade Wisteria, and the liquid lipstick in the shade Leo. So I do have quite a bit to say about everything that I did get, and I only got 3 things. So this is a reason why I only got 3 things, because I was not sure how everything was going to be. Starting off with the Skin Concealer in the shade Pearl, I will start with the pros. So it is very, very brightening. I actually think it may be a little bit too light for my skin tone. So it is very, very covering as well. I did not expect that either, because it's a medium coverage, so I did not expect it to be very, very covering. So like I smudged my lipstick a little bit and I was able to go over, and it did cover what I smudged. Also, it covered some of the more red areas of my face, especially because I have rosacea, so right here gets very, very red very, very easily, so it did cover up everything with that. So moving on to the cons with this, it creases like crazy. Now it says that you can use it with or without setting powder, and I would have to say that you should use it with setting powder. Now with that being said, whenever I used powder with it, it caked it up and it actually started wiping off. It started separating everywhere, and then also when I did my bronzer, it started caking up around the area that I use bronzer. So what I did was I wiped it off of the area that I used it in, and I did not use setting powder. And I only just used some of the bronzer, so it did kind of cake up a little bit, so I had to go back in with the concealer and try to blend it out in between. So if you can't use setting powder, it'll crease up like crazy, so I found myself kept picking up my beauty blender, keep fixing the areas where it was creasing underneath my eyes. So moving on to the loose highlighting powder in Wisteria, I will start with the pros first as well. I like the color. It's not a bad color. The purple does not go bad with my skin tone. And once I blended out, it didn't look so bad. So moving on to the cons with this. It is so chunky. I hate how chunky the sparkles are in this. I have a Becca highlighter, and let me just show you real quick. Now, like, look at the difference between these two highlighters. Now, this would work for somebody who likes a thinner highlight, doesn't like to be blinding. So if you want to be subtle, I guess that's okay. So lastly, moving on to the lipstick. This is my favorite product out of the 3 that I did buy, which, surprise, surprise, the first thing that she came out with, so it better be good. So putting it on, it did go on very, very pigmented. I liked the brush. It did enable me to have a very, very smooth application, and I did not have very much of an issue with it bleeding or anything. I do have to say, it's not so drying either, but I do feel like once it's there, there's not much room to put any more on because it will cake up. I guess it's good that it's thick and you do not have to use too much of it. So my final thoughts with the whole entire Kylie Cosmetics brand. If you're a billion-dollar company, you expect that everything that you put out is good. And if you really care about your brand, you will sit there and you will test out things and you will keep remaking it and remaking it and remake it until it is a quality product before you disperse it to everybody. When I say that, you should test out everybody with every single different skin type, between skin tone, if you have combination skin, oily skin, dry skin, perfect butter skin. You should try it on everybody. I know Kylie has some awesome skin, so make sure that it doesn't just work on you, it works on everybody. I have combination skin and it did not work out as well as I expected that it would. And this isn't me bashing her brand at all or anything, because I am a fan of Kylie, so I feel like you are pretty much buying her products for the name. Now the price points for these aren't really that bad. It does go along with the standard and the prestige brand, so it's not like you're paying an outrageous amount of money for her name, but you are paying for her name. So that is all I have to say about the Kylie Cosmetics, and I hope to see you again soon. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and hopefully I will not disappoint you with future videos. And I hope you guys have a super fabulous day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!